Hey everybody, welcome to the 10 Stages in 10 Days preview. My name is Jeff Klein, and we're here today to teach you a few things about how to get on some live stages and to tell you about a program. We've got 10 guaranteed stages in a 10-week course. So that being said, I'm going to share some information with you, and we've got people in our studio audience who we'll talk to before we're done, but let me just dive right into some really mind-blowing information for you. And this is, so just some conservative numbers, and talking about places to speak. There are 46,000 Rotary clubs on the planet. So let's assume that 30,000 of them are in North America. Every Rotary brings in a speaker every week, and subtracting a few weeks for members and holidays, that's an average of 40 weeks a year for each Rotary. If you just want to speak at Rotaries, that's 1.2 million opportunities every year where they need a speaker. Chambers of Commerce. There's about 7,000 chambers of commerce just in the U.S. And they all have at least one event a month where they need a speaker. So 7,000 chambers times 10 months, there's 70,000 more opportunities every year to speak. 92,000 trade and professional associations. Again, this is a U.S. number. Let's just assume that half of them have monthly meetings in major cities, 10 cities, and there's more. These are, as I say, conservative numbers. So just half of the trade associations in America in 10 different cities, 10 times a year, 4.6 million opportunities to speak. The total for this just estimate is 5.870 million meetings who need speakers every year in North America. Now, the key about these groups is none of them will ever pay a speaker in advance. But they will allow speakers to make an offer when they speak. So this doesn't even include networking groups, church groups, other civic groups like Kiwanis and Elks and Lions and charity groups and so many other groups that you find on Meetup or on Eventbrite or wherever. So again, almost 6 million places looking for a speaker, and these places are in your neighborhood. They're right in your backyard. And the focus of this program is going to be getting yourself booked in driving distance from where you're sitting right now. Now, you can get booked virtually. That you can use the same techniques that we're going to teach to get booked virtually, and we'll teach a little bit about succeeding as a virtual speaker. But our focus is going to be getting you 10 bookings in your own backyard. Why am I qualified to teach you this? Because I did it. Back in 2006, 2004 rather, I had my own ad agency. My business was Klein Creative Advertising. And I discovered that people wanted to learn more about the elevator pitch, the 30-second elevator pitch for networking. And I learned about it through an organization called CEO Space. And we were teaching the elevator pitch every Friday. And somebody said, "Hey, Jeff, will you come teach that at my group?" And I made sure that CEO Space was okay with that. And I recognized I was promoting the organization and my advertising agency by going and teaching this lesson in another room. So I went and I showed up and I taught 20 people the same lesson I was teaching every week through CEO Space, or helping to teach. And somebody said, "Hey, will you come do that at our group?" And then somebody there said, "Will you come do that?" And I wound up about once a month for a couple of years teaching the elevator pitch, which helped me promote my business and helped me promote the organization that had gotten me started with that lesson. And I also was creating new profit centers because I was speaking to get people to hire me as an advertising agency. But at one point, somebody said, "Hey, Jeff, we want 4 of us want you to come to a workshop and we'll pay you." Okay. So all of a sudden I had a new profit center, and then I created a CD. So remember CDs? This was 2006, so we still had CDs of the lesson, and I started selling the CD for $20. And so 2007 rolled around, and I said, you know what? I'm going to set a goal to speak once a week, so I do it as my marketing plan for my business next to networking. So the 2 ways I marketed were business networking, which I was teaching as a business speaker. And I did that for 2007. And then I said for 2008, let's try twice a week. And I set a goal to speak twice a week, which I did for 2 years. I don't recommend speaking 3 times a day. I don't recommend the week of doing 6 talks in a week. So 250 gigs in 3 years. And 3 times I got a speaker fee up front. But 90% of the time, I made some money at each engagement, whether it was one $20 purchase or a couple of workshops for $300 or $400. I think my biggest day was $2,400 for a 20-minute talk. And that was how I was building my business and making a living. And then in 2010, I had some coaches show up in my life and help me systematize what I was teaching. And that became what we call now Pathway to Profits. And there's a 2-hour video lesson for the do-it-yourselfers. But for those of you who want some guidance, that'll be the starting point of our 10 weeks to 10 stages class. Will be you watching Pathway to Profits and learning about that. Because the goal in this talk is for you to get yourself in front of those audiences right in your own backyard. And my guarantee to you is you will get in front of 10 audiences when you take this program. Live, virtual, podcast, whatever the audience is. Again, our focus will be those live talks in your backyard. And our goal will be to get them on your calendar so you can go out there and grow your business using speaking as your marketing tool. Any questions there? Okay. I know Ginny.
Really, these are great quality gigs. And yeah, and the folks that, that are, the event planners that you've connected me to are great people. I actually wound up getting an additional stage. So you booked me on 3 stages. And then one of those stages, he and I talked, and he was like, hey, why don't you come be on my podcast also? And I was like, okay.
Excellent.
So, right. It's already been multiplying just off the little, it took less than half an hour for us to get me booked on 3 stages. So it's been really delightful to work with you and really easy.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Melody?
And, for example, today, these are valuable, these are good stages. Today, I, at the end, by the time we were done and I turned on my email, I had already two consults set up.
Thank you so much for that, Melody and Ginny. I'm so grateful to have people like you in my life and in my business that we started as clients of each other, and then now we're friends, which is one of the nice things about what I have chosen to do for a living, right? But let's share the screen again. We got to make sure we do business here on the 10 stages to 10 weeks preview. So you can get this course for 3 payments of $900 a month, $2,500 up front. And if you book when you watch the video, and I'll be able to, I can track who's seeing who's seeing videos. If you book when you see the video, instead of getting the $2.99 membership in Speaker Co-op, we'll give you the $4.99 membership. So you're going to get another $200 in value for deciding now instead of later. We've got people who are anxious to do this program. We'll record every session. So if you do miss one, the information will be available. I am here to support you in making this successful. And as I said earlier, my guarantee is the 10 stages that we promise in the title. My guarantee is that you will get on 10 stages in front of 10 audiences. And however long that takes me, we joked with a colleague, if it takes me the rest of my life, I'll get you on 10 stages. But I promise you, it won't take that long. So we'll have 10 appointments on your calendar to speak in front of audiences when you take this program as a result of the 10 weeks program that you're going to sign up for and learn about. I want to thank Melody Owen. I want to thank Ginny Trask. The short code is there on the screen for you, tiny.cc/10 stages. The payment button is right there. So don't waste any more time. It's time to be the Nike person and just do it. And let's get you out in front of those audiences. My name's Jeff Klein. Thank you for tuning in.